yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. If we put in the time. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening. Happy next Tuesday. We're already at next Tuesday. Can you believe it? I saw that. No, you can't believe it. We didn't see you last Tuesday, so we're already to next Tuesday. Can you believe it? Hi, everybody. Welcome in.
Hold on.
Welcome in. Yep, I gotcha.
I will sound, so
We got this.
I cannot hear you if you're talking.
I'm talking. I am talking.
Y'all can sit here and watch me look like
And
an
if I do
idiot.
American Sign Language, then I would like give you some type of sign language, but there's only one American Sign Language that I know, and that's not appropriate for YouTube. So,
Okay. You want to take me off maybe for a minute?
Okay.
Until I have it figured out.
Yeah, we're going to see Kresha disappear, and then Kresha's going to come back in a minute. And it's all good. It's all good. We're going to roll with it.
Oh.
Remove. We'll give her like 3 seconds. I decided to go without a hat tonight. Can you believe that? How crazy is that? Are we there yet, Kresha? Are we there yet? We're not there yet.
Oh, there it goes.
Bloop, bloop. Are you there?
Allegedly.
Are we there?
No.
No, we're not there? No. Okay. You gotta love technology. Let's see, who do we have in here? Look at everybody coming in here. Aaron, are you in here? Did I see Trial TV Live? Yes, Aaron. Hey. Welcome in. There's Aaron. There's Mary. There's Moonchild. There's Spinster. There's Kim. We have all the people coming in. Beach Lady, Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Welcome in. All right. I'm going to try adding Kresha to the stage again, and let's see if she can hear. How about that? Can you hear me now? Oh, my goodness. Hi, Kresha. Hi. There's Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Yeah, Pammy can hear me. Let me check my settings. Yep, my microphone's on. Audio, HyperX, and my headphones. So interesting. Kresha looks a little frustrated. I'm watching Kresha backstage, and she looks a little frustrated. Kresha, are you a little frustrated? Can you hear me now?
I didn't do anything.
I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? She can't hear me. She still can't hear me.
Well.
Oh my goodness.
Add a device. Okay.
This is, hey, Squeegee. Hey there, my friend. Good to see you in here too. Thanks for joining us. We have stuff to talk about. We have stuff to talk about. We haven't talked in like 2 weeks, and last time we did, it was like about the other stuff. But I mean, we have like the LDS church fire in Michigan to talk about, and a couple of other things to talk about. So can't wait to get Kresha up here. In the meantime, I'll just sit here and try and keep you entertained. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try it again. Oh wait, she's looking off to the side. This is funny, not funny, right? Funny, not funny. That's how this goes. Funny, not funny. But it would only be half of a show before Kresha comes up here to join me. How about that?
I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
How about this one?
She still can't hear me. But the LDS church fire in Michigan is intriguing to me because what was the motivation behind that? Like, is it an act of domestic terrorism, or is it like something actually related to the LDS church? That's what I'm still waiting to find out. I'm still waiting to figure that out, and I don't know. And also, in my Oklahoma case, so London Valdez, there was a very disturbing update yesterday with London Valdez, and I don't want to like bring the mood down because I'm trying to keep it light until we get Kresha up here. But I called the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation yesterday, and I had a conversation with the public information officer, Mr. McKee. And he didn't want to answer any of my questions, but he actually did end up answering a couple of my questions, I think inadvertently, because in the end, by the end of that conversation, he literally hung up on me. By the end of the conversation, I think maybe it might be because he answered more than he should have. But it was a disturbing conversation, and the one or two answers that I was able to pry out of him were disturbing. Just call me Kim. Did I release that? No, I haven't released that yet. Part of the reason I haven't released it yet is because the audio is uneven. So I have the microphone closer to me than I have it closer to his answers. So his audio is low and mine is high. So we've done, my producer and I have done a little bit of editing of that to make his volume a little higher and mine a little bit lower, but it's still not where I want it to be. Plus, I want to add captions to it so everybody can read what he's saying and what I'm saying while we're going through it. So if Kresh is down for it, we may play it tonight so you can hear it, but the official release will be tomorrow sometime. Squeegee, nope, I did not. So Oklahoma is a one-party recording state. You do not have to inform the second party that you're recording. So nope, he did not know I was recording, but A, he's in Oklahoma, which is a one-party consent state, and B, he's the public information officer for the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, And so he is releasing public information that is subject to recording whatever state he's in. So no, I didn't inform him. I did not say, I'm recording you, Mr. McKee. I just recorded it, and I have every right to air that. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. But I believe that I was completely in the right to do that. But that's a good question, and it's a very relevant question. So Kresh is still working on her audio backstage. So what I will tell you about what he said to me, and what you will hear when we get around to listening to the recording of the telephone conversation, is thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. You know, it's a fine line that we walk, and I didn't ever know that I would be walking this fine line between being an investigative reporter, being a social media content creator. Like where do you draw that line? Like when I'm dealing with London's family, when I'm dealing with her mom, when I'm dealing with her grandma, like where is the line between what I'm doing and what I should be doing and what I can be doing? It's I'm still figuring it out as I go along, and I greatly appreciate having people like Chris and Aaron in my life, like Salty, like Miss Shorty. She challenges me all the time to like take a second look at what are you doing, what are you trying to accomplish, what are the ethics of what you're trying to accomplish. I'm still figuring it out as I go, and I'm definitely not anywhere close to having it figured out. But I'm trying to figure it out. Hey, Davis. Hey there. Good to see you in here. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate the positive feedback. I really do appreciate the positive feedback. There are days that are tougher than others. Yep. Josh Ritter, I think he's kind of in the same boat too, except coming from a different angle. So Josh Ritter, Courtroom Confidential. I've asked a couple of questions on there. He's aired them, and he calls me a friend of the channel, which is a huge compliment for Courtroom Confidential. And I met him at CrimeCon, and that was amazing. But he also has to figure out, his rules as he goes along, because he's a former attorney, right? And he's got to figure out what are the ethics of the things that he talks about on his channel and where he goes with his content. Spencer, I appreciate that very much. I'd like to think that I have a good gut instinct too, and I have to figure out where my gut instinct takes me versus where my mind takes me. I'm going to check in with Kresha real quick. Hold on, because I could talk about this for a while, because I'm still figuring it out. Kresha, are you around anywhere? Kresha?
Yes.
There you are.
Finally. Oh my God. Y'all.
Yay. Holy cow.
It's a secret combination of secret combinations, and I lost the key.
You did, and now you're here though. You found it.
Yeah, and I didn't cuss, not one time.
I don't believe it.
I mean, in my head I did. In my head I did. Not out loud. Yeah, no. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. I was in the damn portal and nobody. No, I'm figuring. I need y'all to send me a life raft next time. Everything was connecting, and then no, it was not. It was not.
Yay, you're here. Everybody's super happy you're here too.
I'm glad to be here, y'all. I miss y'all.
Yeah, we missed you too. Like it's been 2 weeks, but it feels like forever since we talked.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I have a
You
hard
don't
time. Hmm?
Yeah, you don't have to offer us an explanation at all. You
Well,
have to be
no,
you
I
and you have
do.
to take care of you.
I want to, because it's a struggle. It's something that I'm struggling with, and I mean, it was like a culmination of things. It was like the anniversaries, Tally's
Yep.
birthday. Today's my brother's birthday, by the way, and then just all the things together, and then it's like, oh shit, oh okay, my computer is flashing. What the hell is going on?
I heard
The
that. There's
portal
like
does
three
not
bloop bloop
like
bloops
me.
in there.
Yeah, I'm really freaking out now. These are trying times, Bewitched. Cheese
Mm.
and rice.
Well,
Well,
let me just say
so
happy birthday to Todd.
yeah, he's 39. Love
He's
it,
still a
because
kid. He's
you'll
still a
never
kid.
go back. 40. Man, my 30s were my dirty 30s, and they were the best. I swear. Anybody else have dirty 30s, or is it just me?
It's just you. Just you. Just you.
Damn it. Well,
I'm echoing on your
anyway.
computer though. I can hear myself in the background.
Well, I turned my camera on, but now it's not on. Oh my God, my computer is possessed. Straight up. I mean, what the hell? Yep, it's not my day today. Okay, we're just going to be off camera today, okay?
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, so it was just like a culmination of everything. And then I was like, I had contacted Heidi Love. She has a channel, Unfiltered Rise, or Unfiltered Rising. I forget. I'm sorry. But, to see if she could come on again and just really tie some things up, because I've been watching and following her and a couple other people that she co-hosts with, or, they collab. And anyways, and then I was like, okay, so I've been trying to get all this stuff together, and then I overwhelmed myself. And then here I am. I did not go live. And then I texted you earlier, and was like, well, so
There's a lot to talk about though, isn't there?
There is. Yeah, it's killing me. It straight up is. Yeah,
I'm still
ghosting.
hearing myself echo in your background.
Me? You?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means you have a window open.
Do I?
It has to be. I think. Allegedly. I don't know. Today
I don't
is
know.
just
We can deal with it, whatever, however, whenever, wherever.
Yeah, but that would drive me insane. I wouldn't be able to talk. Anyway.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the LDS Church in Michigan?
I mean, it's one of the things to talk about for sure. And I haven't been able to pull anything up. So I've been over here.
So I have an interview with one of the church members that was there when it happened. And some of the things that she says are fascinating to me, especially the order that she says it. Because when this was reported to all of us, it was as a church shooting and then a church fire. But the way that she describes it does not sound like it happened in that order necessarily.
I'm still baffled as to what order and how fast. Like, it gives me Josh Powell vibes.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Just so fast already. And then if there were accelerants, wouldn't people be able to, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't there be like evidence of that beforehand? Was there? Anyways,
right.
Just curious.
Yeah, and I think some of the way that she describes it kind of answers that a little bit.
Okay.
Let me unmute her. Volume up. Here we go.
That vehicle, you were in that car when the shooting happened. You were inside the church.
I was inside the church.
You were inside the church. So walk me through what happened.
Okay, we went to church. We sat down. We had just gotten done with our sacrament, the sacrament for shore meeting. One of our counselors was up speaking, and we heard a big bang, and the doors blew. And
See, that's not shooting followed by fire. We heard a big bang, and then the doors blew. That's like an explosion of some kind that happened before any type of shooting.
And he really didn't like tear his truck up, like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have so many questions.
And everybody rushed out. And we went through the church and out through the parking lot. They were trying to get us down to the lake. But the lady that I was trying to help out, she couldn't make it that far. So we got us back up in the parking lot and got us into the Taylor's car. When we got in the cars and we flipped around, and that's when the shooter started shooting at the car. And Brother Taylor is fine. It hit his hand. And then we got over there and we came here, and these nice people let us in, and we've been here since.
I'm so sorry for you to experience something like that. Words will never be enough to tell you how scary of a situation this was. 10:30, this unfolded. When you heard the loud bang, when you heard the gunshots, what was going through your mind at that point in time?
Surreal. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know if we were going to have to get down because we couldn't see anybody. We couldn't see. So I'm not sure if he came in the building or not because he was outside, obviously.
Yeah. So Kim has a good point. Let me scroll down. Where's that comment? The truck hit the building could be the boom, but she said there was a big bang and the doors blew open. So that to me says it's more than just like a vehicle colliding with the building. But, she's also, this is eyewitness moments after whatever happened to her. So it's curious to me. And especially with the rapid rate that the church building burned down, it does seem like there was probably accelerant involved in there of some kind. Probably, maybe. Wait, where did you go? Kresha left me again. No, for the love of God, no. Where did you go? There you are. At the stage.
Okay, I'm like, I'm here. Oh my God.
You were invisible.
I'm
disappeared.
freaking out right about now. I'm about to go get on my damn phone and lay in my bed because it's like, I'll just chat with you like a phone call because I don't know what's going on in here. I didn't come in here for a week and then bam, it's like all hell broke loose.
The portal's
Is it Mercury retrograde by chance? Because it's really poo-pooing on me right now.
All right. So you're here. But anyway, she said there was a big bang and the doors blew open. So that's an interesting way to describe what happened. And then she's going to describe in a minute when the gunman started shooting. And it wasn't before the big bang.
It's the Big Bang Theory.
Right.
So, but it was just scary. I mean, I came to worship my Savior Jesus Christ, and I didn't expect this to happen. Of course, it has. It's, and I've lost friends in there.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
And some of my little primary children that I teach on Sundays were hurt.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
So it's very devastating.
Well, does she really know that for sure? That some of her primary children were lost?
She said, I lost some of my friends.
Yeah, she said friends and primary children.
The echo is back. Well,
it is back.
I don't hear an echo. Let me mute and tell me if you hear it.
Okay, we're going to do testing 10, 9, 8. Nope, the echo's gone. So it's in your mic. Microphone check.
Okay,
microphone
I'm about to throw my hands up. All right, let me mute. Let me just work on myself, okay? Y'all, I'm so sorry.
No, that's a really good objective for all of us, though, is just to work on ourselves. Can we all just work on ourselves for a few minutes here?
Amen. All right. I'll be right here, but I
Waiting
got
for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad that I'm all right, and Brother Taylor and the people that are okay got it out okay. But I mourn for the people who lost loved ones and whose loved ones are hurt.
We all
Everybody
pray for
is
the families
saying
and the
that.
victims
Yes.
impacted in this. Can you tell me?
Everybody's saying what?
A lot of people are saying, I mourn with those of you who mourn. Just like Lori did. And I know it's probably a scripture, and actually it is because I found it. But just saying, there's a lot of that going on. Just how I am. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of that way too.
Too.
I'm kind of that way too, and it's for me. It's with thoughts and prayers. Like when legislators don't want to do anything to address gun control for people who have mental health issues, who shouldn't have weapons and are able to access weapons anyway, and then they do an unspeakable tragedy on school children, and then those people who could have done something that didn't do anything offer their thoughts and prayers. That's probably as political as I'm going to get.
I'm going to get all up in it. I'm going to talk about everything because why? I've been thinking about that. Like, am I still echoing? Because I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, actually, it's good now. No, you're
Weird. Good. Okay. Yeah, like I was thinking, a lot of people or some people will show up in chat and they'll say, why are you getting political? You shouldn't be talking political. And I'm like, I mean, it's been a while since somebody said that, but who are you? Who is you? Like, I'm a citizen of the United States of America too. And I get to have an opinion. I get to have a thought. I get to share that thought. And like, I don't know. I'm tired of like tiptoeing around everybody's damn feelings. Everybody's got their panties in a wad. And sometimes you just have to do a little self-reflection, like if I'm out of line, I will say so, like I'll apologize and everything, like I'm not political, but I'm going to talk about it because it's where it goes. It's church and state. It is.
And it's human beings being unalived when they shouldn't be unalived. Like they have no right to be unalived. Nobody has the right to unalive anybody else. And so it's not political, it's human nature.
Yeah. Well, and so this is another thing that I've been noticing too, because I mean, I've not been live and with you guys, but I have been watching and keeping up with all these stories. And there are a lot of active Mormons who are just beside themselves right now because people are saying, they're like saying, hey, I'm so sorry, thoughts and prayers, but you're not Christian, and I'm just like, oh shit, here we go with that again. So it's like, what do you do in that situation? And I've been kind of trying to weigh this out in my mind. Like I always say there's like a time and a place to do that. And this is not the time nor the place to sit there and put other people down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's very weird, but I also don't want to give a false, I don't want to promote something or just turn a blind eye to unsuspecting people who might run across that and think that the church is Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I mean, I don't know how to go about that. Maybe y'all can help me.
Yeah, I think we're all figuring it out still. Right.
It's just, I mean, do you tiptoe around people's feelings, or do you say, hey, offering condolences, and then maybe do it in a separate post? People maybe should do separate posts.
Right.
And not combine it. Because what it made me feel like, Joe, was whenever Lori and Chad happened, and there were so many active Mormons denying the fact that Lori and Chad were one of them. And so it's like it smited the victims. It smited Tylee and JJ, Charles, Tammy, Joe. It made it like they don't matter. They don't count. Their deaths have zero effects on me.
It reduced the importance of their
Yeah. So is
sacrifice
that
of
what's
their deaths.
happening
Yeah.
when people attack them and say you're not Christian? You know, like, and then again, they also have that, in my opinion, what I've seen, the people that I do see and watch and follow or, you know, run across, they do use this as a persecution point, you know,
Right.
like pity
Right.
party
Yeah.
type thing.
Right. Look, everybody's
So there's
attacking the
that.
church. Look, everybody's saying we're not Christians when we're definitely
Yeah.
obviously Christians.
And one guy was even like, hey, you know, I think on his thumbnail or in his title, he even said, this is making me more extreme. And he was active Latter-day Saint. And I'm just like, well, God dang, you know, what do you do?
Well, if he
I just
wants to
want
be
to
more
listen.
extreme, then he can have it that and he can deal with his creator when
Right?
he meets him.
It's ridiculous. Like, violence is not an option. Like, stop that shit. Okay? Like, straight up. I don't care how sick you are. I don't care if you're a core whore. I don't care if you're Antichrist. I don't care. Okay? It's prophesied.
Speaking of Korhor, did you catch my Saturday broadcast?
No.
When you asked me about it last Monday, you said, do you know who Korhor is? And I roughly knew. I remember it being a Book of Mormon story that I studied when I was in high school. So I said yes, but I didn't really know who Korhor was.
That's Lori. Core whore.
So
Melanie Gibb
I
called her
went,
that.
yes. So I went on Saturday morning. I brought up the LDS teaching YouTube video on who Korhor was. And I was like, holy crap, they actually call Korhor the Antichrist.
Yeah, that's who it is. That's
Yeah.
what the Book of Mormon says. Anyways,
So yeah, it was a learning
Wow.
lesson for me, and I appreciate that.
they're saying it's you that has an echo. Joe, your mic or voice has horrible echo. Everybody's
Okay.
saying it. Allegedly.
So let me go.
Only echoing on Joe.
But is it
My piece of shit mic is still there.
Is it because you were broadcasting me on an echo?
Am I broadcasting you? I always do.
Okay, so
I'll stream it to
mute yourself out for a second, and I'm going to talk for like 30 seconds while you're muted. Let's see if that solves it. Okay, so Kresha is muted right now, and I'm just talking by myself. And I'm going to go 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18.
Okay, I'm just going to go out and come back in.
Okay. Oh no, we lost Kresha again. Yeah, I think it's because my audio was echoing through her audio. I don't think it's my audio that was the problem, which is why we just tried that test successfully. And I'm back on camera, and I don't have a hat on. Yeah. Check, microphone check. This is Joe. All by myself. Don't wanna be. You guys remember Eric Cartman from the 80s? Like, that was a good song. That was a good song. All by myself. I mean, it was a lonely song, but it was a good song. I need more volume? Okay, I can do that. All right, my microphone's up. How's that? Is that a better microphone volume for me? My microphone is almost up to the max. Is that better? Yeah, Eric Cartman did have a few good songs. Native Easy Girl. That was a depressing song. Like, when you're a teenager and you are all by yourself and you listen to that song, Don't Want to Be All by Myself, it's like, I don't want to be all by myself. Oh, when I was young, yes, just me. You nailed it right there. Yes. That's how that song starts. Yeah, that was such a good song. Hey Davis, boom. New member, Welcome, Davis. That's like a Native AZ girl. That's like a classic breakup song. That is such a classic breakup song because you don't want to be by yourself. And I would sing it if I could sing, and I would play it if I wouldn't get copyright struck, but I can't do either one. So we're just gonna have to like imagine it in our heads. That song. Oh, Open Arms. Oh my gosh, serious. Yes. Oh my gosh. Open Arms by Journey. That was a classic. So when I was a Mormon teenager, that was a classic slow dance song at the Mormon church dances. Open Arms. Oh yeah. That was like if you were shy like I was and that song came on. So obviously Mormons are traditional, are very traditional. And so guys go to ask girls to dance, especially for the slow dances. Um, but I was too shy to ask girls to dance for the most part. I mean, there were exceptions, but there was also like they would do this thing where it wasn't like Sadie Hawkins, but it was like a Sadie Hawkins type of thing where the girls would go ask the guys to dance instead of the guys asking the girls. And I would panic. Like a girl would come to ask me to dance and like a cute girl and like I should be totally ready to go out there and dance and I would just like panic. Like, oh my God, why is somebody asking me to dance? This is crazy. Like, I had the worst social anxiety disorder. The worst. They didn't have a term for it like that back then, but that's what you would term it now. Like if I were a teenager now, you would say, Joe, you have social anxiety disorder. Oh my gosh. I hope Krish comes back. Like, it seems like she should be back by now. Do, 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 do. Are we going to play the Jeopardy song? The Angst. Yes. That angst was like, it was overwhelming. Yeah, Elizabeth, church dances were awkward anyway. They were like 80s church dances were even more so awkward. So like you had the teenagers that loved to dance, like my friend Jenny, she would dance the whole night away and she loved Footloose, and when we played Footloose, she would be out there like leading that whole line dance thing that they all did for Footloose, and she knew every single step. She knew it perfectly. I couldn't do it to save my life. Like knew nothing. I knew none of the steps for Footloose. None of them. And they would all go out there and they would do all of the steps like perfectly in rhythm. And was in awe. I was like, I'll never be that good. And I never was. And I'm still not. And Jenny, no. It's okay. Yeah, she was my best friend's older sister. And I asked her to teach me how to dance one time, and she said she would, but we never got around to it. And I still regret that. I still regret that. Nina, what is up with that? Today is the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation in Canada. National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. That's cool that there's a day for that in Canada, though. Yeah, right, Jenny? Gotta cut loose, foot loose. Oh, let me see. Let me check my messages, make sure Crash is not like messaging me on the other line. Crash, where you at, girl? Come back. Anytime now. I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of this video from this eyewitness that was there in the church when this went down. There we go. As soon as I say that, there you are.
Can you
Can you
see
hear me
me?
now?
Can you hear me?
I see you. I see you and I hear you. And I don't
And
hear an echo.
me too. Oh, good. I zoomed my camera in though. Whoa, gotta back it up. Okay.
You know what happened though? I literally just threatened to continue the live stream without you. I literally just threatened that like 10 seconds ago. I'm like, if
Yeah.
Kresha doesn't get a hold of me, I'm going to keep playing this video with or without her.
Thank you. Taking it. Yep. No, yeah, go ahead. I mean, like, don't wait on me. I'm just a problem child today for sure.
That the portal's like trying to drag you in. It's like,
It's
give
like
it up,
the
give
bowel
it
of
up.
hell.
All right, here we
Chad,
go.
let it go.
Let
Let it go. Chad.
Let it go.
Oh, right. Pun intended. Let it go,
Go.
Frozen. Weirdo. Anyway.
Was there security at the church?
That's actually a relevant question because a lot of churches do have security nowadays. So I'm just going to point that out really quickly because LDS churches don't have security of any kind. They just trust that everybody's going to be good. And for the most part, they are, except
Obedient.
for that day and that time. All right.
I'm not sure what the question is. You mean,
Do you have
no.
security at the church? No. So there's no security at the church.
No.
Are you hearing about, was the suspect a parishioner or someone completely unknown?
We don't know who. I don't know who he was. I don't know if he was a parishioner. None of us know.
Okay.
We always know, and we just know that he's deceased, but we don't know.
Paula, obviously,
I hope it wasn't a parishioner, but
looking at this situation right now, we're looking at, multiple law enforcement agencies over here, multiple fire departments, first responders. What are you seeing right now?
devastation. Oh. Charity, I'm on TV. I got to go. I'll tell you that.
So
That was a family.
it's totally understand. I can understand family is really concerned right now. But
Oh, yeah, I'm the mother.
So once again, you were telling me you see devastation right now.
Yeah, I mean, our church is gone. I joined the church 38 years ago in that building, and now it's...
Okay, so 38 years ago, what would you estimate her age to be? Maybe around 60-ish, plus
Yeah.
or minus. So
Mhm.
38 years ago, that's 22. So she joined when she was 22, and 38 years ago, so that's 25, 13, late 1980s. This church was actually built probably around the same time that my stake center was built in Lafayette, Indiana, West Lafayette, Indiana, which was in the mid 80s. So I went on Google Earth and I did a little property search. There's a Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses directly to the west of this, but that wasn't built until like 2008, 2009. This church, the LDS church, was built in the mid 80s. Like the furthest I can go back is 85, but it was built by like 85, which is the furthest I can go back. So it was just, it's interesting me that it was shortly after that she joined the church, and she joined it when she was in her, mid 20s ish.
In her youth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gone. 38 years in that church, and it's gone.
I was told that there were about 150 parishioners in there at the time.
Oh, easy. Men, women, and children, yes. Yes. And it's
Why did she interpret parishioners as women and children? Because that's also men, right? Parishioners.
Well, I mean, just parishioners, period. It's members, and it's weird. The lingo is different.
Yeah, exactly. And she looks a little confused as he's asking her questions that shouldn't be all that confusing, but she's also been through a lot. So I'm not like being critical of her in any way, but just people should understand there is a different lingo. There's different verbiage between LDS and normal, quote unquote, normal Christian churches.
Devastating to know that I lost friends, and it's just to see somebody would do this to my church.
I also believe that you're cordoned off right now, just like myself. We can't really leave this area. I just also want to show to our viewers and back in the studio that we are kind of cordoned off by law enforcement over here, so you can't get back anywhere. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? At what time did you get here this morning? Where did you come from? And where are you trying to go at this point in time?
Well, I live in Fenton, but I pick up my friend Rose here in Grand Blanc off of in Thornridge Apartments. We got to the parking lot at 9:33, like I used to do. Went into the church at 9:40, and then sit and talk to my friends and stuff. And then church started, and we went through the service. We sang our songs, and it's just devastating. I mean, everything was going well. We were worshiping our Savior Jesus Christ, and then this happens, but. It's not shaking my faith. It's, I don't know what happened, and I don't know why, and probably never will.
At some point, the physical healing.
So my heart goes out to her because she says, I'm relying on my faith. We don't know why, and we probably never will. And that's heartbreaking. That really is heartbreaking. I don't care what the denomination is. That's heartbreaking.
She seems to be a realist, though.
Yeah.
They say I'm echoing. It's echoing again, so I'm gonna mute and then talk and mute. So I don't know what else to do.
Okay. But anyway, I as you all know, I have friends and family that are good LDS people and haven't gone through this. They've gone through stuff. They haven't gone through this, and then they haven't done things like Lori and Chad and all that, and they never would. But having said that, just hearing her story is heartbreaking.
What about now? I just changed the setting. Let me know. All right.
I don't hear an echo. I don't know if other people hear an echo, but I have to talk because it's usually an echo of Joe talking on your audio that turns into an echo.
All right.
Woo-hoo.
For now.
Thank you. All right.
I feel like
we'll
a champion.
Keep playing. Yeah, we'll keep playing this lady's story.
Thank you.
Will begin, but the mental and emotional, will that ever begin?
I don't know. I just pray that it.
Okay, that's a stupid question, dude. Like, I've asked some stupid questions in my time, but will the mental and emotional healing ever begin? It's already begun. Like, that's just a part of the human grieving process. Dude, that's a stupid question. But whatever. Like, I've asked stupid questions, so I'm not going to be too hard on them, but I would never ask somebody who's been through what she's been through that question. Like, will the healing process ever begin? Dude, it's already begun.
Yeah. Sounds young.
Yeah.
For what
exactly.
it's worth. Yeah.
Exactly. He's just like filling up airtime with a ridiculous question. But it's a learning experience for me because as an investigative reporter, which apparently is becoming a thing for me, I have to learn how to ask relevant, intelligent questions, and that doesn't always happen naturally. Like, you have to think about it ahead of time sometimes. Like, when your mom and Todd came up to the microphone, there was a question that I should have asked and was on the tip of my tongue, and I never asked that I would ask now. Like, that's just the learning experience of me interacting with people like that in the moment, and people like you too. I mean, Lauren wanted to know if you would be willing to go on camera, and you're like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I gotta like ingratiate myself, I gotta like I just showed up and there was a tent, so it was bright to not bright to just all the things. There's things going on, and
there
not that I would have minded. I don't mind just Like, let me catch
well,
my breath
and
for a second.
that's where people like me that are in that situation. So I've gotten to know you, I've gotten to know Megan. I haven't gotten to know your mom. I haven't gotten to know Todd. I've got to know Lauren. I've got to know her producer Grayson. Like I've got to know people, but like where does that take you in the moment, and who do you want to be in that moment? I think that's
I never
probably the
know.
most. I know exactly. That's probably the most relevant question to me right now. Like I'm going to Oklahoma this weekend to get some more footage of my coverage of London Valdez and her story, and I have to ask myself, and I'm going to have to ask myself every single day, probably every single hour that I'm there, who do I want to be in this moment?
Well, they
It's a
don't
tough,
have that opportunity either. So just on the other hand, when you're weighing that out, know that they don't have that option to flip it on and flip it off. They're on. And that's probably the best advice I can give you, is just know that it's always there. It's always present. People can walk away, but you can't. They can't. I couldn't. I can't, So when people
that's,
bitch and cry and moan about, oh, you're talking about Lori? Fuck yeah, I am. Yes, I am. I mean, I figure that my family's blood being spilt was like way more. It's like a lifetime of me getting to talk about it, Like that's the whole part of this, that it's been really insensitive. Like some people are like, oh, I can't stand listening to her. And I'm like, well, me neither. I don't love it, but I can't turn that off. So, I mean, I think that's awesome that people, that's what separates us. And it's, family and then not family. Okay. So it's like, it's always there. Not trying to be insensitive or anything. I'm just
no, you're not. You're not.
kind of being
You are
raw, I
being,
guess.
no. You're being incredibly educational for somebody like me who, I mean, I've had tragedy in my life, but not like you have. So
You don't get to do that either. You don't get to, there's
all right,
there's no
damn it,
compare. Like my tragedy is
right,
not, there's not a
all
pissing
right.
contest, So
And
you
it's
have
no, it's
tragedy,
not.
but
That's not where I was going. Yeah,
but a lot of
that's
people do say that, and they're like, oh, but you not like, and I'm like, no. A loss is a loss is a loss is a loss, and you're gonna grieve no matter what. This woman grieving, and that's, everybody needs to grieve. Everybody needs and has their own way of grieving, like it's a process, and I don't think you ever get over it. I'm sure that you have not gotten over your grief. I think
no.
it's
My
healthy
mom.
to cycle through it.
Yeah, my mom was killed in a car wreck. She was broadsided by a truck in 1999, 3 days
Mhm.
before my birthday, and I'm not over it, and I will never be over it.
And you don't have to be, Joe. Like you can talk about her any damn time you want to, because it's your right to grieve. Your right to grieve. Nobody gets to take that away from you. You don't take that away from anybody else. Like that's kind of what I've come to learn. Like it is a process. It does not have a time. It's just forever. I mean, that's what I've allowed myself to do.
Yeah. Thank you
And
for
even
that.
grieving people that are still alive. I've had to do this with
Yep.
my son that I was estranged from for 6 years, and it sucks to grieve somebody that you gave life to. Like I just wanted to touch him and feel him and hear him and see him and smell him even, like it was just all the things. And then whenever Lori did what she did, there was this moment, when she showed up in court in Idaho for the first time, when I saw her on my big screen TV, live, Zoom, court hearing, that person was dead to me at that point in time. Like, so I grieve her too. And I mean, it's normal. That person who occupied her body, that was my aunt, is no longer there. So it's like, okay, I've been coming to terms with that. And I also I talked to my daughter about this too, because, I just wanted to let her know that it was okay for her to grieve Lori. Like, it's okay. Like, nobody's judging you. People judge. I mean, I get judged, And I'm just like, well, damn, whatever. I don't care. But,
Yeah. And this woman, and
mhm.
that's how I got started down this road, is she's clearly already grieving, and this reporter asked a really stupid question. Like,
Yeah.
when does the grief process begin? It already began. And we all take a different path through it, and a different route, but none of them are right, and none of them are wrong. All of them are right, and none of them are wrong. Let me say it that way.
I want to acknowledge Jean Marie. I just want to acknowledge Kelly J and anybody and everybody else who is, it's your right to grieve, your right to mourn. Cover my damn head. I'm just thinking.
I don't. StreamYard changed the way that we have. Here we go.
Yeah,
Let's
I
try
think
that.
it sucks.
Is that better? Is that better? I think that's better.
Lord, I'm not
No,
trying to
you're
be an
not.
ass. I'm not trying to be difficult, but it is in my damn channel name. Okay, so
It is. You have every right to be as difficult as you want to be.
My goodness, this poor lady. Let's let her grieve. Okay.
All right. Yes. And I do respect her right to grieve the way that she's grieving, and she's clearly already started her grief process.
Does.
As you might expect, our members are.
So here we have the bishop of the church. Do you want to hear him? I honestly,
yes.
I haven't listened. I haven't listened to this yet.
I'm not being. I was just, probably not a good time to be. Okay, go ahead. Just let me hush.
So, when I went to the sacrament service in Kerrville, there was an interesting dynamic with the bishopric, and the bishopric is almost. The bishoprics that I have seen are younger, like 40s-ish men, and it was that way in Kerrville too. And it's an interesting dynamic to me that you and I can talk about, but I'm not going to talk about on here yet.
Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. I want to be respectful of the people that were
gotcha.
hospitable.
Quite shaken in spirit and in body.
In spirit and in body. They were shaken in spirit and in body. He's already like going down that road. Like right at the beginning of this.
I might have to mute myself probably.
No, you can say what you want to say.
I do feel bad. I do. I feel bad for them.
But he's already invoking dog whistles. Let me say it that way. He's already invoking dog whistles.
Maybe that's all the language they know. We don't know.
That could be, actually. That's a good point. That's a good point. That may be all they know.
Yeah.
And it hurts. The amount of unity and love that has been shown within our congregation from ward member to ward member is truly a testament of.
Okay, that's ward member to ward member, but what about the outside world showing love towards your church? What about that?
They don't know that or haven't registered that yet. That's something that we'll talk about another time, because now when Tylee and JJ were found, even before then, when they were missing, the town of Rexburg rallied around my entire family, and it was beautiful. And they represent the community, their church and the community, local. However, as an outsider looking in and learning how it works, and then realizing that the church said nothing, didn't acknowledge anything, didn't even go talk to the ward members in the town that was hurting, everybody was hurting and they were okay with that. That's, anyways, by ye fruits ye shall know is a big thing. Okay.
That's
but anyways,
a song. That's a song.
I know. But I mean, so I understand what he's saying. Just in the worst of times, when you are just at hell's door, and everything is just dark, all the things. And you don't know who you can trust, if you can trust, why you should trust it. You don't know other people's intentions, like you're just there and you're just kind of you're just there reacting, responding, whatever. And it was the worst of humanity, but it also, I want to say really the beauty, the good in humanity overshadowed the bad. So everybody rallying around, the camaraderie, like everybody uniting, everybody's against people who hurt kids, like that's everybody pretty much signs up for that,
It should be a universal declaration,
right,
against the people that were responsible for that.
A lot of my thing, as I was learning more about Mormonism, there were people who were faithful Latter-day Saints who are the most beautiful people I've ever met. And we just didn't talk about those things, So it's just one of those things. I know, but
yeah,
people can put that shit aside.
I get it. When I went to the sacrament meeting in Kerrville, I was welcomed with open arms 100%, and I met lots of beautiful people, and I was able to interview a couple of people who were very close to the disaster. But there was one woman who was a member of the ward who lost her life in the flood, and was probably maybe one of the very first people that lost their lives or was identified as having lost her life in that. And they were very, very protective of that. And I get it. I understand that. But it's still like it's both ways. Like it's two heads of the same coin, two sides of the same coin.
And same for them, like they don't deserve to have the wrath of my research upon them. You know what I mean? Like they're going to have to do it in their own time. All I can do is plant seeds. And by planting seeds, I do that by trying to lead by example, or I don't know. I just want to be constructive. That's all. I don't want to be destructive. There's so many people around Lori and Chad who are just scum of the earth. Okay. They are zealot. They're zealots. They're apostates, they're deceiving people all day, every day. Hey, no more remote viewing. I'm glad you're here. But there's a time and a place, and you're not going to just bomb. It's like telling somebody they're a narcissistic, or they're an alcoholic, or they're a drug head. You have a problem. And go dump that on them. And then see how how much they will react to that.
Yeah. See how much that changes their behavior pattern.
Yeah. Because they're probably going to hate you and build a bigger wall. And, still, whatever. I'm just saying it's not, I don't see that as a good way, So they're talking, like he's talking right now with his lingo, what he knows how to express himself via LDS speak, what I call LDS speak. I don't know.
The love of our Savior Jesus Christ. It's only through him that we can love so deeply during these times of trials. It's been very inspiring, the amount of contact we've had with friends not of our faith. As I returned home late last night, we had dozens of notes and packages and meals and food and treats waiting for us. Members of football teams, baseball teams, basketball teams.
Mormons do love their sports teams.
Do they? I never noticed that. Okay.
Oh man, we had a really competitive basketball league, church basketball league in Indiana, and we made it to the state championship one year. I think that was my junior year in high school. And that was freaking awesome. We loved that. But I also played on, I got to play on the men's softball team when I was still like a teenager because I'm left-handed and they need a left-handed guy on first base. But that like, they love sports and they love like acting and singing and producing. Like I said,
and funeral potatoes.
Yes. You know what? I had never ever ate funeral
Me
potatoes
neither.
before I met Trace on the case. Yeah.
Oh, I still haven't. Trace on the damn case. You're in trouble, girl. No, I'm picking. Now, one thing about sports teams and how it intersects with my home state is that, and the Saints, right? New Orleans Saints, and y'all, or they had BYU Cougars, right? But anyways, yeah, they're Saints, Latter-day Saints. And so we got, I want to say his name was Taylor Taylor, last name Hill. And he
Tatum
started playing for the New Orleans Saints. And I was like, when Jason told me that, I was like, oh, hell no. No. Like, no. And then I was like, well, at least he's a real Saint now. Just kidding.
Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill. And he was a quarterback for BYU, but then when he went to the NFL, he became a quarterback / running back /
different
wide receiver. Yeah. Like he played different.
I don't even get to watch football and stuff that I used to enjoy anymore. Now I listen to Mormon podcasts and it's crazy. I think it was Salt and Pepper the other night in Megan's chat. And they kept saying reason number 632,546. So you thought you would never talk about this, right? Like never had Moroni on my bingo card. Shit.
Oh my God.
I need a bingo. Anyways.
Right. We should put together a bingo card. Like,
well, let's do it. Should. Don't talk about it. Be about it. I have the thing to do it. I don't know how to do it digitally. That's where I'm like, I don't know how to do it.
I watch Deputy Frank Slope of the Pima County Sheriff's Office. He has this thing that's called Fridays with Frank, but he also has his own channel, and he has like.
Didn't he just get arrested?
Frank Slope? Holy crap.
Wait, I don't know. I just remember a guy from Arizona who has a big YouTube channel who's a cop who goes and like meets with all kinds of people in the community. I watch this other girl.
No way. If he got arrested,
I don't know. Find out. You better fact check me first. Fact check.
All right. Mr. Google, you better not like let me down. Arizona.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Officer arrested.
It was like for DB.
Yuma Officer Gustavo Ramirez. That's not Frank Slope.
No.
Man, impersonating an officer on September.
Wait, no, he was from Arkansas. My bad.
Okay. That would have blown up my entire world. If
better check the background. You better check his background. Or don't. You got to have one good thing you can go to. I get it. I'm not trying to poo-poo on all.
You almost destroyed my entire world.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to exit. I have that effect, Jason, he gets so, I can tell, he's like, what about so-and-so? And I'm like, and he's like, and I'm just like, whatever, I don't know. I'm not there. I'm just saying from my research, it don't look good. Okay. I don't put anything in anybody. Like I've learned, like, just have no expectations. They cannot get squashed. Okay.
Exactly. So when Drew Brees left Purdue University to go to the New Orleans Saints, the city of West Lafayette dedicated a street to him and called it Brees Way, which is kind of like, yeah,
that's
exactly.
Awesome. Funny.
But he's still alive. And he still has the opportunity to disappoint everybody that put
my
their
dad
faith
used
in
to
him.
get so pissed off. He'd be like, "Who dat? The Aints?" He'd call them the Aints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I miss watching LSU football, like college. I used to be a freak about, like, my mom brought me to Vegas which we accidentally ran into Charles and Lori there, which was weird. And it was my first time going and only time going to Vegas. And so there was, we were there for 4 days. It rained 3 out of the 4 days. And then, and it, so that Saturday was the Tigers. And then that Sunday was the Saints. And so mom was like, come on, let's go. She likes to gamble. I do not, I'm just like, I'm good. Anyways, and so I was like, no, I got to stay. The game's about to come on. And she's like, what? We're in Vegas. And I'm like, okay, I'll meet you afterwards. It'll be okay. I ended up in an underground like rave thing. I don't know. It was crazy. It was really crazy.
I think it's called the Fremont Street experience.
Yeah. Okay.
So Natalie says Drew Brees went to the Chargers first. Yes, that's actually when I became a Chargers fan, was when they drafted Drew Brees. And a couple of years before that, they drafted Sean Phillips from Purdue. And then the next year, they drafted Nick Hardwick from Purdue. So I went from being a Purdue fan to being a Chargers fan. Yeah, that was
cool. Hey, Natalie.
Music had reached out to make sure that our family was okay. But to see people, everybody has dropped everything. And this is a true Ward family at this point. We are caring for mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and children. They're all of ours at this point. And it is fascinating how quickly a request for help is sent, and within seconds, a response is given. I'll be there. These are the types of situations you don't think you can carry.
Right.
And I don't think alone any of us can. So outside of the obvious assistance I know that the Lord is providing, I have felt a tremendous outreach, and I feel that love.
Aww.
I know the people around the world are praying for our ward and our families, and I am so grateful for that. It is the most significant time of my life where I have felt the love and prayer of other people as we gather.
All right, so this is an appropriate time to tell this story.
Okay.
So there were a group of people going to Bible school that died in a crash. There were Baptists, there were Methodists, there were unaffiliated, non-denominational Protestants, all that went up to heaven. They all went up to heaven at the same time. And because they were good, God-fearing Christians, and they were saved, and they believed in Jesus Christ, they got into heaven. And they were given a tour after they got through the pearly gates. And their tour guide, when they got to one point, said, we're going past this particular place in heaven, and you have to be really, really quiet. Because those are the Mormons, and they think they're up here all by themselves.
Exalted and shit. Anyways.
That was probably actually an inappropriate time to tell that, but I felt like it was appropriate.
Nah, it was. Perfect.
You have to tell Natalie about the echo. Natalie says I have an echo.
Do you? Natalie? Don't start. Just pick it. Again, is anybody else have an echo? We should just have like press 1 if you have an echo and just do that throughout. And if I see one, I'll go changing. Joe has an echo. Joe, close your windows on your phone.
I have no
That'll do it
open
too.
on my phone.
How you know? You looked? Were you there? I didn't see you look. You did not look. 1.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bippity boppity boo. Anyway, all right, now Megan hears echoing too. Do y'all still hear it? Now that he's gone, we got rid of him.
Okay,
Oh,
I
we're back.
muted out, so now you mute out, and let's see if there's an echo with you muted out. Let's do a little experiment. Okay.
Again? Okay.
Echo out. All right, here we go. Testing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go again. Anybody hear an echo with just me? This is so much fun. Like, I want to do an echo just to have fun, like playing with the experiments.
Freaking not fun. Let me change this again. Let me try that again. Okay. What about now? How about now? Can you hear me now?
Check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check.
Just
Microphone
wondering. All right, got nope.
check.
How about now? The echo happens after you watch some of the video. Oh, so
That's
it's like
interesting.
that kind of echo. Is it not when we just talk? I'm so sorry, y'all. This is happening.
I have
It's really
headphones
frustrating.
on, Megan. I do. I have headphones on. Megan, headphones, microphone. I have no PC
Say
audio.
that, Lamisa. She says Kresha is good. It's Joe that's the problem. No, she says Joe. It comes and goes. I'm just kidding. No
think,
echo.
but I think they're hearing an echo of Joe on Kresh's audio. I think that's the issue. I'm gonna totally deflect and divert and triangulate the blame. Yeah, exactly.
I'm a scapegoat again.
I was married for 28 years, 9 months, and 17 days. I know how to.
Megan, I have never worn headphones or nothing while I've done these things ever. Not one time have you ever seen me with some things on, because first off, it just feel weird. Like I would feel weird. But I'm just saying, I think I did it the other day when I was doing something else. But anyways, headphones cause the echo, says Lamisa. That's what I say. Nina, what'd you do?
What happened? Did we all disappear?
No,
Where are we at? What's going on?
dude. She says, then it's definitely Joe. That's what Megan said. She told me to tell you. I'm just figuring.
Thanks, Megan. Thank you so much.
But you're welcome.
She's picking sides. Megan is officially picking sides.
Yep. Well, yeah, we see both of you, silly. It's not our cameras that have a problem. It's our echo. I'm kidding. We're in an echo chamber, which is very dangerous. Okay, it's very dangerous in these days.
StreamYard does not give me the option to put both of us up here, and I hear an echo again now.
I never heard one. The echo is back, Joe. Not even trying to be difficult. The video did disappear, by the way.
Yeah, I
Joe,
took it off.
Kresha is my girl. It's okay, Megan. You can say it when I'm not here either. I'm just kidding. I won't get mad.
It's not my headphones. My headphones literally just broadcast into my ears and only my ears.
That's what they're supposed to do, Joe. That's what they're supposed to do.
They're not being picked up in my microphone. Like there's zero chance.
That's not
They're bone induction headphones. They don't broadcast to my microphone. Like this is my microphone. These are my headphones. Bone induction headphones. Right?
Oh my God, I feel like that. You know how Chad Daybell explained what a near-death experience feels like? That's what I just felt like. Straight up felt like the glove and the hand in the glove and I'm like, I feel dumber now. I'm just saying. I'm giving you a hard time because it's fun. Anyways.
And I love it.
Good, because I got this. Like this, I can do this all day, every day. I just try not to because I don't want to be sound like a bitch all the time. Anyways, I'm not a bitch. I'm just snarky. Snark week. It's Satan Taco Tuesday, y'all. Somewhere. Why you gotta cover me? Look, I'm Illuminatian right now. It's good. I got the one eye symbolism.
Did you know that was Meredith Brooks that wrote that song?
What? Which one?
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. Yeah, I like made a whole playlist for Lori when she did her shit. She pulled her shit. And that was on the playlist. I should dig that thing up. Killing Me Softly was another one. Devil Went Down to Georgia. Oh, and I have this one called F You. But it says the word. And I'm like, it was very dark. It's a very dark song. But anyways, pun intended. You're echoing, Joe. Allegedly. I don't know. Your feedback is still there.
How can I echo if I don't say anything?
You say it best. When you say nothing
at all.
Oh my God. We need to stop. Choose, damn it.
That was
That's Keith Whitley and Lori Morgan.
Yes. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite
I mean,
songs
no,
of
Alison
all
Krauss. Alison Rouse or Cross? It's been a long time.
Yeah, but Keith Whitley first. And he died of alcoholism, and Lori Morgan like survived him and his alcoholism miraculously.
They were probably in the Illuminati too. But anyways, just saying. Yeah, I've learned this whole story. Like there's a PDF out there that I'll share with y'all another time, I guess. But to this Skull and Bones book or whatever, because I don't know anything about it, and there's not just all kinds of info anywhere. And so, because President Russell Nelson, the late President Russell Nelson, was a Skull and Bones, so was the late M. Russell Ballard, Skull and Bonesman. So I started to read it, so I could learn more, right? Difficult research. And so I get to this section where it says the War of 82, and it's talking about this war in 82, and it was like the CIA, George Bush, allegedly, all them kind of people. Iran-Contra was kind of happening there. Well, here comes a damn Mormon, and I'm like, well, I'll be damn Meryl Bean. How you doing, Meryl Bean? Which April Raymond Beam. She was married to a Beam. What the hell?
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so I was digging in there, and Meryl Bean was he owned a car dealership, and which is kind of interesting because M. Russell Ballard, his parents, they owned Ford, Edsel, Salt Lake City, I don't know, a car dealership also. And I'm just like, cool in the gang, right? Birds of a feather flock together, y'all. At least these ones do. And so I'm like, wonder. Anyways, there's like a life insurance. No, there's like an insurance company involved. And anyways, it started to remind me of how I learned about my Uncle Earl, who is on the opposite side of the family. He's the Trahan side of the family, and how he used to be a DEA agent. And I just remember this, I don't know what you call it. I just remember hearing growing up that, he had like real bad PTSD from these ops. I don't know. I don't really know if this is even true. So that's where I'm at. Okay. But I'm just like, wow. Okay. But if it is true, I remember hearing that my Uncle Earl had PTSD because he had to unalive a cartel dude, lead cartel dude's son, who happened to be around the same age as his son, my cousin. I don't know. Again, fact check me. And I need to fact check. I don't know yet. This is preliminary. And so I don't know. It started. I was like, oh my God. And then my uncle died in a plane crash in 2001 in Joplin, Missouri. It crashed into a house with two people in it. They had circled the airport, but the lights wouldn't come on, allegedly. And all 7 on board died in that plane crash. Okay. And like my uncle was really involved with like this guy named JJ Johnson, who was sitting on the city council. I mean, my uncle just did this big business deal, couple million dollars business deal, buying this property, da 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 da. I don't know. Just it's been a long time since I've revisited this too. But anyways, and so I'm just like, oh my God. But reading that part where it says the war in 82 or War of 82 in that Skull and Bones book, I was like, oh my God, this sounds like these operations that are happening, and the DEA was involved. And I was just like, oh, this is so weird, like, yes, Megan. And so
Right.
then
and all of it. So here's the thing: is you tell your story, and I'm hearing my echo.
I don't hear an echo at all. So
I hear myself echoing. But anyway,
take your
most
earbuds
people
out.
are going to be like, that's a really weird story.
It is. I agree.
And I'm intrigued by weird stories. I want to know
Me
more
too, but
details.
I'm kind of scared. I'm like, do I
Right?
want to know? Do I want to know? You can't shove the toothpaste back into the tube. You know what I'm saying? And I tend to work backwards in everything anyways in life, period. So I've started way out here, Mormonism, and I've just been slowly kind of working my way. And I'm like, whoa, shit, that's way too close. That's way too close. But I don't know. It just makes me think. And then like the Charlie Kirk thing and how Erica was Miss Arizona, competed in Miss America pageant. So did my cousin Eric's daughter. She was Miss Louisiana, and then that my cousin, and now she competed for Miss America in, I want to say either 2016 or 2018, somewhere between there. I don't remember exactly. And I'm like, oh my God, like my cousin has been on MTV before because he has like he had these go-karts with the sail on them or whatever. I forget what you call them.
Airfoil.
Huh?
Airfoil.
Never heard of her.
Like
no, I'm kidding.
midget racing, quarter midget racing.
It's like, no, it's like you go haul ass on your go-kart back then, and it has a parachute thing on it. I don't know. Anyways,
racing?
No, you catch some damn air and you fly.
Oh,
with the thing. I don't know.
With a car?
It's parasailing, but with a golf go-kart. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to come with my receipts next time because I don't. But
I'm intrigued. I'm totally intrigued. I want to do that. I want to go like
and
hook
I
up
want
a
to
parachute
say
to my car.
he was also I remember him beating John Walsh, which is interesting. And I'm just like, this is really fucking close. I don't like these connections, if you know what I'm saying. And it just makes me think about how my mama used to be like Cajun Mafia, and I'd just be like, whatever, whatever the hell that means. Now I'm like, was it? My papa was a self-made millionaire.
Yeah. You're gonna have to tell me more because we're gonna have to dive into that. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. Yeah, no, I know. You can say I don't know, but I will tell you I know.
I'm gonna have to find out, huh?
We're going down that rabbit hole.
Well,
someday.
And so it made me think about just the whole Miss America. I don't know, just all the connections, and it's interesting. I mean, it is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But that's like weird.
That's my jam. that's where I go. Like London Valdez found me. I didn't find her. Like her story found me. Like it's that kind of a story that's just like There are so
Driven.
many questions, and there are way more questions than there are answers. And the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is not answering those questions.
She was on my mind. The again Charlie Kirk thing. Whenever I learned that the whatever university is like redoing making a permanent memorial or whatever, like they had working crews there, and then they're like, I don't know, basically sealing it off, I guess. And I was like, oh my God, that's what they did to London, her crime scene. You know,
they regraded
yeah.
the road within
Mhm.
days of
What
her
is that?
body
To me,
being
that's
found.
so. Don't be a question. Like, don't do shit like that, because it's gonna provoke questions out of me, and I'm sure a lot of other people. Yeah,
So
and Megan
I'm
saying
going.
Sanford's ex from Utah was Miss Utah's little sister. Ooh, wait, not the one that went on the ops with Tim Ballard, huh? Just asking. I mean, she was Miss Utah. Miss Utah. Yeah, but I'm not a good storyteller. That's the difference, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm not a good storyteller either, but I have to be for London. And you have been for JJ and Tylee, and I appreciate that so much from you. You have been
sprinkled in little doses. You know, people are like, "What? I can't follow," and I'm like, "Me neither." They fried my brain for real. They did.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of. Can y'all tell? I've been getting a lot of sun. I don't know what the hell these new freckle things are. I'm like, what the hell? I turned 47. I didn't go outside for what, 6 years, and then under here too. That's how you know you're a big girl, because I go outside and this is white right here. I'm like, what? So I need to look up whenever I mow or what? I'm just trying to get back into shape, and I mean, I'm just now going. I haven't mowed the whole yard yet, okay, but I've mowed the whole back and the whole front.
Yeah, your suntanning position should be like this.
I don't suntan. I have to be doing something. I cannot just sit there and lay in the sun. That is like punishment for me. Anyways, I hope y'all are laughing. It would have been 2008-ish. Oh, we're gonna have to look into that. Mm-hmm. And Lori too. Lori was in a pageant. I know it was for married women, but still, don't think I didn't think about it. Oh. And Natalie said they detonated a bomb at a location in Utah today where the next Turning Point USA rally will be held on Thursday. Oh my God. That's scary. Thanks for the warning. That's how I feel. I found out that we're going to have one of those AI, whatever they call them, here in Louisiana. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're not going to wipe us off the map then. I don't know, where they do the power things that power up all the AI. And I'm like, great. You know that, and then this is another story, y'all. I don't know if this is true or not either. I mean, I did go to a meeting where there were attorneys present, and it would involve a lot of, and it has involved a lot of litigation and just, bleh. And you're basically up against the elite billionaires, okay? But I was told, this is what I was told. The family story is, like Megan says, the family story. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. The family story from now this is my real dad's side. This is the Easton side, or actually the Gilly side. My grandmother. Okay. So I was told that let me just tell you how I heard it. Okay. And just whatever. Okay. It's going to sound really like crazy. Okay. It's going to sound crazy. But I was told that between 5 banks, oh shit, I already forgot. There's I got to think about it. There was like millions and billions. I don't remember if it was millions or billions. Does it matter at that point? You know? Anyways, And it's like my great grandmother had 99 alleged oil wells in Southeast Texas that were kind of taken away from her. She couldn't read or write, and they kind of got over on her. Anyway, so I'm sure George Bush tapped into it by now. The oil, Southeast Texas gone allegedly. I don't know, and I'm kind of glad. I don't want to be no damn elite. They can have that shit. I'm not about to dye my hair blonde or have a black eye. If you know, you know.
If you were part of the elite, you would totally be at the Bilderberger meetings. Like you'd be there, like with the Illuminati. You're on the inside then.
Build a crusher, yeah. I'd have my own damn little James Island with my own weird shit on there, and I would not be having no massage tables, and I would not be trafficking nobody, y'all. I'd be murked because, I'd be like that lady on the Titanic, the one that was from New Money. Anyways, that would be me. I hope y'all don't mind our banter, Sometimes you just have to not have a subject. It would behoove me a lot if y'all were more on board with that.
Sometimes you gotta have a sense of humor, even if it's a dark sense of humor. You gotta have a sense of humor.
Yeah, and as much sadness as has been, I mean, come on, it was just like a lot of bad stuff. Not saying that any other time is not like this, especially for somebody else. We never know how everybody else is doing. It could be the worst time of their lives, but
right. And when with this thing in Michigan,
sorry, Megan, just keep doing this. Okay, you got to keep doing this. I'm like, oh, she's double sixing right now. I'm just thinking. I can't help it. Once you start seeing it, you can't stop. I'm like, like I won't even be watching something, and then I'll just graze the TV, and I'm like, what the hell did he just do? And I'll back it up. And I'm like, no, another one. Him too,
another
like that guy. Another
one down. Another one bites the dust.
Hey, that song used to play through my head in the very beginning of the case. And look, don't think I did not sit there and count those every time he said that, because I don't know, just songs would play in my head and they would not go away. Just certain songs. That was one of them. And I was like, when I went and read the words, the lyrics, I was like, oh my God, Uncle Charles. Like, that's like, he shows up out of the doorway, the bullets rip. It's just like, oh, holy shit. And then once I figured that out, it kind of stopped playing. So there's that. Anybody else does that happen to? And nope, Eyes Without a Face.
You're the only one. It's just you.
Of course it is. Eyes Without a Face. It was another one. And Buffalo Soldier, which is interesting. I looked at the artwork the other day and I was like, well, I'll be damned. It's very apocrypha. Got it.
Relating to what? The apocalypse? So apocalyptic?
Apocrypha. I'm having a hard time right now.
Yeah, now I need to know. I need to know what the correct
word is. I'm going to look it up.
I can't go to sleep tonight until I know what the correct word is.
Okay. Hey.
Oh no, Pammy says it's apocryphallactic. What? No.
Oh.
That's naughty.
Man,
that
they need a profile, whatever. We need some of what you just said, and we need to invent that, and so that way we can cap all these mofos. You know what I'm saying? They can stop reproducing with them damn thoughts and stuff. Am I not? This is genius, man. They haven't even thought about cloning this yet. Oh my Lord. Oh, Mom, please don't
Pammy
watch. I
nailed
hope
it.
you're not watching.
Apocryphallactic.
Like, just saying. Pammy's smart. Pammy's smart.
She is. Oh, she
I
is.
found it. If you can throw me up on the screen, if you can, allegedly.
I don't know if I can. This is
If you
my
will. I'll give you
StreamYard
25
is-
cents.
My
I'll give you a whole
StreamYard
a round quarter.
It's my StreamYard is not cooperating.
I remember my
Like, for
first
real.
excuse.
There we go. Okay. Boom. I found it. There we go.
See this right here? It's got the white horse and the dragon. It's very, it says, I didn't see this, confrontation. Of course it is. New World Order. Ish. Esque. Anyways, I just wanted to show you that. But yeah, I like what Pammy says. I got to learn how to say it.
Apocryphallactic.
I can't.
That's a new word that's like going on some merch sometime soon.
It is.
Apocryphallactic.
And then girdle up your loins needs to be on the back.
Right?
Oh my God. Yes. For real. That is, we'll have to pay you royalties. That's the only royals we're going to get. That's the only royals I want. Thanks. Their tree goes straight up. They're just no branching. Them royals. Anyways. Reggae Man can't be CIA. No, but the art can. Who made the art? Anyways. All right. What else y'all want to talk about?
Oh, I don't know.
I went blank.
I don't know.
Can you imagine?
Me too.
Hey, Miss Dr. Fonda. How are you? I have missed you guys something. Your turn.
My
Find my next
StreamYard, my StreamYard is giving me fits right now. Like I don't.
Oh, I
even
do.
know.
I can show y'all this. I think I did. Allegedly. Hold on.
What the hell is going on?
I think I showed this. I made this before he died. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was on there. Anyways, I was like, I told my machine to make it look like Dick just found out that he got indicted. Okay, and this is what it came up with. And I was like, this makes no sense. But here we are. His face does.
There are some difficult decisions ahead.
Anyways, I thought that was awesome. All right.
Wow.
That's it. I know.
Right.
That's taking all the energy.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Stop sharing. Henry Kissinger, yeah, made a hit on who? Oh, allegedly. I'm pretty silly today, Dr. Fonda. Apocryph. What is it again? I'm going to have to freaking write it down on my hand.
Apocryphallactic.
Apocryphal. I'll have to say it 5 times. I can't even say it right. Anyways, what have y'all heard allegedly on Bob Marley? Interesting. Man, the ties are so deep, y'all, with all these people. That's Glenn Beck. I've found where other people are calling out what he is doing. And I'm just like, all right, finally, opposite, like people who are criticizing Glenn Beck. I had never found him before. And so it's nice. It's nice to have things to go watch and look and learn and other perspectives, not just me being crazy. There's so many ideas where I feel, and this is what I'm working on that I think is big, that is the big reveal for me in the end. Like my takeaway from the murders all this carnage and everything, I mean, there's a lot of takeaways, but this is the leading. It's the most important that I feel needs to be exposed, except I don't know how because it's so tinfoil. Okay. But it's not. I mean, like, I can see things that are like, that looks like it's heading that direction, you know? And if you, let me back up. So it's like, let me put it like this. How my aunt's crimes, murderous spree, all those things, how I suspect, how I believe they uncovered a global conspiracy. I know, right? I get it. And that's where I mean, I'm just like, I didn't set out to find these things. But can we say that's where Lori and Chad live, in the shadow world, in the government, shadow government, little occult world? Yeah, I think so. I think that's safe to say. So it's like,
You know,
how do you
and
research
the
people
irony
like
of that is that they were living in the shadows and calling the people that they didn't like dark.
Exactly.
You know, like that's
Exactly.
the total irony of that is they're in the dark, they're living in the dark, they're operating in
And
the dark.
yes, it's called projection.
Yeah, right.
It is called projection. And that's why it's like, whenever I first saw Lori in that March of 2000 court hearing in Idaho when she died, to me, you know, I was just like, she's not in there. Like, it's just a carcass, you know, like they're so empty, and you can see, like, I can see that, and they're not there, but yet they're telling and projecting all of that negative, dark shit onto their victims. It's so bizarre. That is some bizarre stuff right there. Like, and they think, I'll never forget how Rob Wood told Summer Shiflett, Lori's sister, that what your sister has done, she thinks she has done in righteousness. And I'm like, I'll never forget that quote.
Right. That's exactly equivalent to Lori saying, Jesus knows there were no murders here.
Yeah.
That's exactly equivalent to that same thing.
I wish that she could see her reflection and not just what she wants to see, which, if you think about it, she's in prison, and it's about as equivalent to putting a like a sheet pan on the wall, and that's the mirror. You know, maybe if they have tablet time, she might be able to see herself on camera, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's
she sees what she wants to see in the mirror. It doesn't matter what's
delusion.
actually there. It doesn't matter what's actually there. She sees what she wants to see, and has. It sounds like, and
Yeah.
I don't know her from the time she was a teenage cheerleader at her high school, but I would guess that's how she's always been.
I mean, even after that, you know, like in her 30s, her 40s, or whatever, you know,
and now her 50s. Lori, you're getting old. Lori.
Yeah, 25
Hello?
plus 25 plus 2. Bitch. Please. Right. And no, killing is not righteous. And so it's like, how do you get there? And that's part of this intrigue for me. That's what keeps me going. Like, how do you get there? And how do you point out, again, you know, I'll spend the rest of my days doing this. I'm sure Megan will too. Just pointing out all the red flags. Whether people listen to you or not, that's on them. You know, all you can do is share, and then people can do with it what they will.
And I'm still figuring out how they got from where they were to where they were unaliving their children.
Oh, I'll tell you. Church. I say polygamy in the dark. Secret practice of polygamy still going on. I think, yeah, I don't think it's just Chad's damn books. They're not that good. Y'all know. I don't care who you are. That's just, if there it was interest in Chad's books, it's about the same as Tom Harrison's book, Visions of Glory, where there's the dog whistles.
So how do we effectively combat that? How do we?
You have to learn how to see inverted. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. I don't know if it's just because, like, look, I didn't read Mormon literature and scriptures and things like that, to like convince me to join the church. It wasn't like I'm going in and I'm debating on what church I'm going to join. Like, that's not how I went in. I went in like, okay, my uncle's dead. This bitch is on the loose. And I mean, there's crazy stuff going on. The kids are missing now. Oh my God. And then you have the communities that built up around that. And people who were active in the church, they were denying the fact that we don't teach the 144,000. And I'm like, and my basic knowledge at that point was, I thought y'all believed in the Bible. And I don't know the Bible. I'm not scriptural. I know I don't know how to explain them. I know what I was taught for 12 years and it didn't stick, but it's just down there anyways. And, I know right from wrong too. And I knew like to go and look under multiple moral probations. I knew to go look at, what was the other thing? The 144,000, things like that. Just the second coming of Jesus Christ, which I mean, again, it's like laced in all of the scripture in the Book of Mormon and all the prophets that have written books that I've read. All their literature is just drenched in this shit. And I'm just like, oh, there. I mean, I have to like stop highlighting things or the entire thing will be done. I'm just like, well, now I don't know where to go to point it out, so it's everywhere. And yes, they do teach the 144,000 and it's part of the ploy. It's part of the deception. Okay. It's part of the exaltation. It's part of the dupe. Okay. But the joke's on you.
Oh, there's an echo back. Okay. You hit mute for a second, and I'm going to talk for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. So when I was a teenager, when I was growing up in the Mormon church, I didn't hear anything about the 144,000 ever. I just learned that it was like a weird teaching of one of those adjacent weird religions that wasn't Mormon. But if I didn't learn about the 144,000, does that mean that I wasn't a part of the 144,000 and I was going to be left out of that? Like, I have questions now. I'm like, are you excluding me from those people that are going to be saved? Why are you excluding me? I want to know now. I want answers to those questions. All right, that's it.
You want me to tell you? I'll tell you, yes. And I'll have an echo. Me and my echo. Yes. But I mean, so that kind of talk, okay, if you're talking about the Church of the Firstborn and you're talking about the 144,000, you're talking about ushering in the second coming of Jesus Christ into the 144,000 into the new millennium. Okay, y'all, this is how you have to look at this book and the teachings and the goal. It's not to go to heaven. It's for this earth life right now, in the here and now. And you're not exalted per se into heaven. It has nothing to do with heaven. Take Jesus ain't in there, so take heaven out too. Okay. They're talking about this life. They're talking about gaining entrance into the new world order. Okay. That's what this is. So I don't know. That's about as basic and as I can throw it down, that's pretty basic. So whenever Lori and Chad went through this temple sealing, which I believe they were matched up due to their bloodlines. Okay. Why? I don't know, because hopefully they don't reproduce. Okay. Now they can't. But I just lost my train of thought. Hold on. It'll come back. Okay. So the that was the whole point. And so, I mean, I'm thinking maybe not all couples who go through this are going to do what Chad and Lori did, though. But the new millennium, New Jerusalem, Zion, those are all dog whistles for NWO in this story. Okay. I don't know. And it tracks with the accelerationalism that's happening, how you have Julie Rowe, Mike Stroud, all the people, Chad Daybell, and they all harp on fear mongering and all those things because I have to bring in Tim Ballard now because there's Sherston Stockwell who worked for Operation Underground Railroad and she was brought to Thanksgiving Point, Utah with Ken Krogh, Tim Ballard, Hugh Vale, and Tom Harrison. Okay. Our boys. All right. And she reported to the FBI. Okay. This is her statement from the FBI, from the Davis County. I think it's Davis County. Yeah. FOIA. Okay. The grandma, whatever, from the case documents that they brought Sherston there and told her that they had special intelligence of the second coming of Jesus Christ. They have special intelligence of the second coming. Okay. And so when you start to look into the intelligence agencies, then it's kind of starts to make sense in that way. The astral projection, the remote viewing, that's the occult stuff that they were jammed up in, where they felt like they had to go to the temple to raise their vibrations. Okay. And then it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I mean, that's why they fearmonger and they like Julie Rowe with the Wasatch Wake Up, da 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 da. There's ley lines all across the world, basically. And I mean, all they're going to have to do one day, allegedly, I mean, if nefariousness all comes together in the right way, they can cause land masses to shift. They can cause earthquakes. They can cause things. They direct the weather. I mean, there's these things that happen, whether people want to drop the cognitive dissonance or not. This is where my research has left me or brought me,
Right.
and I'm still going there.
If you can mute for just a second, because I still hear the echo.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the 12 tribes of Israel and the 144,000. Because 12 times 12,000 is 144,000. But when you get your, what is the name of it? It's not the blessing, but like your
second anointing.
No, it's not even that. It's, you get a particular blessing.
Endowment.
No, not that.
Melchizedek priesthood.
Yes.
Melchizedek is equal to Jesus. That's Jesus's priesthood.
Right. So when you get that, then they tell you, like surreptitiously, like magically, they know which one of the 12 tribes of Israel you were born under. Even if you have no Jewish background in your life, and 90% of Mormons, if not more, have no Jewish Israeli bloodline in their life at all. But
right. And this is, I believe that they use these priesthood blessings with the lineage and everything. And that's like one of the first, I believe, this is my belief now. It appears that this is one of the first ways that they can separate the wheat from the tares. Because it's not just Lori wanting to do so.
No. They tell you whether or not it's factual that you have a bloodline back to one of the original 12 tribes of Israel, which means that you have Jewish lineage. Even if you don't, they tell you do. And they tell you which tribe of Israel that you were born under. And
it's all to be this Aryan master race. So just know that.
Right. And even if like your father was told that he was of one lineage, you could and probably were told a different lineage of a different tribe of Israel. So it's just they make it up as they go. Like they put their hands on your head and they say you were born under this tribe of Israel. You're one of the 12 tribes. You're one of the 144,000, even though there are like how many millions of Mormons today and over the years, like
Jehovah Witness, they actually only
Yeah.
have 144,000, period.
right.
Like,
So why would you belong to that religion today? Like
because they think they're the
seriously.
true church. Everybody thinks they're the true church. Everybody's so damn full of themselves.
I don't even know how to combat that. I don't know how to talk reason to people who won't reason in their own head, how they won't figure things out in their own mind. And that's what it took for me when I was 19 years old. I was presented with a certain statement of credentials, and I was supposed to go out into the world and talk other people into believing in this doctrine and believing in this faith. I was supposed to convince other people of it, and I wasn't convinced in my own mind and of my own right that it was right and it was the one true church. Like it was even like it was even a true church. Like I didn't even know that. But I'm supposed to go out and talk other people into it? No, thank you. That's when I left. That's when I walked away.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
You're fine.
I mean, because I go on other screens while you're talking too, and I'm looking for stuff. And so I have to go back over there, unmute. It's so unnatural.
That's what she said.
Oh, right. She needs to say it more often. A prophylactic, whatever the hell. Apocryphylactic.
Apocryphylactic. Pammy, you get the internet award
Yeah.
for the day. Apocryphylactic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you just don't want the man. Okay, I'm looking for Bruce R. McConkie right now for Mormon doctrine. So you talk while I do this.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep giving
I'm you.
Pammy awards. I'm giving Pammy awards for that word. It's going on some merch. Like, I don't need Joe Schmoe merch. I need apocryphylactic merch. That's all I need. I need a so
A
one
lot
of
of
the
people need.
days. Yes, one of the days at Lori's. I think it was Lori's verdict. Maybe her sentencing. Tosh wore a sweatshirt that said nonchalant. She got
Oh
that.
my God, yes.
Yes, she got that
Thank
from
you.
Hidden True Crime. And thank you to Lauren for creating that merch. I wish I'd thought of it before she did, but it's not copyrighted. I mean, nonchalant, you can't copyright the word nonchalant, but it's still
It is
freaking
not.
awesome. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Well, let me open this one. This one says, this is Church of the Devil definition. And this is what Melanie Gibb called, or this is what she told the Arizona detectives in her, white, or the kid glove meeting she had with Arizona detectives. Anyway, so the Church of the, yeah. Church of the Devil, also known as the Great and Abominable Church. Now, something y'all need to know is, or that I learned, is that the great and dreadful day of the Lord is the actual real second coming of Jesus Christ, not when they say second coming. Okay. So, do with that what you will. So this generally means any organization opposing Mormonism, Of course it is. According to Apostle Bruce R. McConkie, quote, the titles Church of the Devil and Great and Abominable Church are used to identify all churches or organizations of whatever name or nature, whether political, philosophical, educational, economical, social, fraternal. They don't want to bring that big word in there. Civic or religious, which are designed to take men on a course that leads away from God and his laws, and thus from salvation in the kingdom of God, unquote. And that's from Mormon Doctrine, the 1966 version, page 137 and 138. A church seminary book agrees. Well, of course it does. I mean, why wouldn't it? It came from your literature and your beliefs. A church seminary book agrees, adding, quote, the Church of the Devil does not refer to a specific church, but to any person, group, organization, or philosophy that works against the Church of Jesus Christ. It doesn't say of Latter-day Saints, and the salvation of the children of God, unquote. Anyways, so there's that little tidbit.
Yeah,
One of the ways.
That's how the church operates. They operate line upon line, precept upon precept.
Mm-hmm.
They like pull you in a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here and a little bit there, a little bit there.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. No more remote viewing. I do. Yep. It's a front. And same thing with Jody, Ruby, front, Tim Ballard, front, Chad and Lori, front. They're just symptoms of the front, of what's going on in the back. Yep. And let me see. Oh, shit. I shared the wrong thing. All right. I don't know how to make this larger, but I got this. It's called the Culminating Sealing Ordinance of the Temple. And this is by Bryce Hammond. And so this is templestudy.com. And again, it's called the Culminating Sealing Ordinance of the Temple. No, it's not being sealed to your spouse on wedding day, although that is a prerequisite, which is preparatory and required, okay, to receive the highest and most sacred sealing ordinance, the pre-sealing powers of Elijah as restored in this last dispensation and vested in the presiding high priest of the church are truly infinite in their application, being enabled to promise eternal life and exaltation to the faithful saints while yet in this life. As Peter explained to the ancient saints. Did y'all know there were some ancient saints for them? Those saints who so receive are they who are of the church of the firstborn, and who may then receive the second comforter. Second comforter is when Jesus, it's a dog whistle for when Jesus sees you see Jesus in the temple in the flesh. Okay. Like Lori has claimed and like, made her look cuckoo. I mean, she is cuckoo, but not that kind. Okay. So second comforter, the prophet Joseph Smith declared, after a person has faith in Christ, repents of his sins, and is baptized for the remission of his sins and receives the Holy Ghost, another dog whistle, code word there, code phrase, by the laying on of hands, which is the first comforter, then let him continue to humble himself before God, hungering and thirsting after righteousness, and living by every word of God. And the Lord will soon say unto him, Son, thou shalt be exalted. When the Lord has thoroughly proved him and finds that the man is determined to serve him at all hazards, then the man will find his, and you'll find this in the FOIA request and the FOIA docs between Zalema and Chad, will find his calling and election made sure. Then it will be his privilege to receive the other comforter, which is number 2, the second comforter, which the Lord hath promised the saints, as is recorded in the testimony of St. John in the 14th chapter from the 12th to the 27th verses. I would exhort you to go on and continue to call upon God until you make your calling and election made sure for yourselves by obtaining this more sure word of prophecy. That's another phrase there. And wait patiently for the promise until you obtain it. Now, this brings me to Mike Stroud, who was preaching. And I mean, this is somebody that Lori and Chad, his name is part of the court record, I'm looking for my window, where to go. Where he was saying you have to inquire and plead to obtain and receive, brothers and sisters. He said it so many times, and he was speaking to temple goers, people just like Chad and Lori, who went to Preparing a People conferences, who were looking for more faith, more to be exalted, right? They want a Mormon harder than the next person. And here we are. And I believe, they use these code phrases like-minded people, I've seen and I've read that everywhere. I've heard that everywhere. Like-minded people. Let me see if I pulled this up right.
Mormons like-minded people.
Yeah. I mean, on AVOW, that was a repeated, continuous phrase that I would see over. Oh, they're like-minded people. Oh, like-minded people. Oh, that's just one of them. Hold on. This is him saying, am I still up there? Do you have me on the screen?
I think so.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You are the group that are being groomed for that. Why do you think you're here?
I hear an echo. Does anybody else hear an echo?
No, I'm sure everybody but me. I'm sure everybody but me. Yeah, you might want to mute whenever I play.
Okay, I'm muting.
Let me see what this is. Oh, Stroudy.
Time to time. Do you know how many times I've heard? Time to time. Do you know how many times I've heard? Do the brethren know what you're doing here? Have you gotten any pushback from the church? Does your stake president know what you're doing? How about your bishop? And to all of those questions, I say, I have no idea. I don't know.
Is it echoing? Because I'm muted while.
When you muted, the echoing stopped.
Okay. All right.
No, it's back.
I just said mother effer. Okay. I'm looking for this clip. I'm looking for a clip of Mike Stroud. I just don't know which one yet. Come on. He done broke my machine again. Damn it. Oh my God. Let me just refresh. Ain't got time for all that. I mean, here's some of the, screenshots. This is truly what we see among many groups that follow teachers like Mike Stroud. They feel they are much more righteous, and that through their own interpretations of the law we have now, their own interpretations of the law we have now, they can gain a higher law and higher blessings and powers. And that's true, because he teaches this shit. But so they all do. So it's like, okay, well, who's teaching them? Where are they learning it from? All right, let me try and find one that's not a minute and 8 damn seconds. That's that one. I mean, yeah, it's just, it's everywhere. It's crazy how, here, it might be in here. What does he look like? Anyways, let me know in a comment.
By and large, the Day of the Gentile is an Aaronic priesthood preparatory foundational day, call it part A if you want, of the dispensation of the fullness of times. There is Melchizedek priesthood that is operative. People have received ordinations in the...
Oh, whatever. He's in the portal. Oh, yeah, he was teaching portal stuff too.
Right.
By the way.
Aaronic and Melchizedek.
But the Melchizedek priesthood will really be manifest in the day that's about to dawn. If you watch closely in your temple endowment ceremony, you can see that the robes represent
Dog whistle.
authority. Where the robe's placed represents either Aaronic or Melchizedek. If you'll watch the next time you go through the temple and see.
Oh my God, the buffering is real.
Where you're at and what time represented by the various rooms that you proceed through.
See, I'm going to explain. Like right there, he is telling people who know temple talk, who know what it's like to go through the temple. And he just said, you know, I forget what he said. Something about if you hold on.
In your temple endowment ceremony, you can see that the robe is about to dawn. If you watch closely in your temple endowment ceremony, you can see that the robes represent priesthood authority.
So he's telling them, if you watch closely when you go through your endowment ceremony or endowment in the temple, pay attention to these signs, tokens, symbols. That's what they do. That's what they do in the temple. So he's basically what I would call, as a non-member, this is what I call code talk, because it's only for privileged ears. Just like Lori likes to do a lot of that inside speak, you know, even when she's pretending to be a lawyer. You know, she uses a lot of acronyms and things like that, you know, like the, what does she call it? The the FTC, FRC, whatever. FTR. Anyways, it just that inside speak, okay? And so that's what he's doing, and who he's talking to in all these people that are here at this conference, they are all listening intently, and he's just telling them what to do in order to become exalted, to go and be called by the president at the time, of the prophet of the church at the time, which would have been Nelson for Chad and Lori, who went through the temple in November of 2018. And so he's telling them how to do it. Okay. And he's going to say, you have to inquire and plead to obtain the blessings and receive, you know, like you have to keep on asking and asking and asking. Anyways, I don't know how to explain it.
Where the robe's placed represents either Aaronic or Melchizedek. If you'll watch the next time you go through the temple and see where you're at and what time represented by the various rooms that you proceed through.
And now I've never been in the temple, but I have a very good imagination. And I know that there's the celestial, terrestrial. There's the different rooms in the temple. I mean, there's pictures online you can see. And just hearing these people talk over and over and over again. Like when you have a second anointing, it's usually on the second floor, which is where Jesus happens to live too, right? Allegedly. Anyway, so it's just interesting. It's this secretive shit going on behind temple doors, in my opinion, and
Whoa,
from
whoa,
what it
whoa,
looks like
whoa,
to
whoa.
me. Mm-hmm.
It's not secret. It's sacred.
Bullshit. Oh my God, right? The debate. I know. I used to be like, what are you talking about? But I mean, I didn't like I learned this in layers, you know, like even when I started knowing about what the second anointing was, and I started saying it quietly, kind of, you know. I remember going on Web Sleuths and I was like, I'm gonna say it over here on her channel, you know, because I'm not trying to get murked. And I ended up having a Jesus card in my damn living room. Okay, while I was sleeping, somebody came into my house and addressed it to me and left it in my damn living room floor. So don't think that I don't.
Jesus.
Yeah, a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is what it had stamped on there, sir. Yeah. But whatever. Don't have secrets. Don't be shitty. Don't exalt people. Don't get over on people. You know, don't fool people. Don't be worshiping Satan when you pretend to be worshiping Jesus. Okay. Dual membership. That's my opinion. You know, no, people aren't surprised by that from me. That's what this is. That's why my family's dead. Okay. That's why there's so many quote unquote offshoots. They don't stray from the church. They're doing exactly what the church freaking taught them and led them to do. And then what do they do when they're done with them? Just like every other narcissist, they kick them and throw them away. Anyway.
Right.
You'll see that what I'm saying is true. And that we're about to enter into a day of miracles that will eclipse anything you have read about in all of the standard works of the church.
Okay. Right? He's what he's preaching right here is what I now see as leading people into the New World Order. Okay?
We ain't seen nothing yet. Jeremiah says this, that the days will come when we'll no longer talk about the children of Israel being brought through the Red Sea. You can read.
They're never talking about actual children. They're always talking about themselves as the exalted people that they think they are.
Read about this in the 16th chapter of Jeremiah. All through our written books, our scriptures, the Book of Mormon, the New Testament, the Old Testament, even the Doctrine and Covenants, the premier miracle that people have talked about for thousands of years and still.
And Lori still talks about it today, even in her interviews. They all talk about miracles. It's interesting.
Talk about today is the parting of the Red Sea, isn't it? It's the one that the Lehi colony referred to over and over again. It's that miraculous deliverance of the house of Israel from the Egyptian armies. Jeremiah says, you're in a day where we won't talk about that anymore.
Because as President Nelson was saying, and John Pontius was saying in all his talks, his fireside chats, he was saying that you're going to be more celestialier. Okay. You're going to be quickened. You're going to be exalted. You're going to be a translated being. Okay.
The reason we won't talk about that is the miracle that we'll talk about is the return of the tribes of Israel out of the north.
Oh, God dang it. I keep thinking I'm muting, but I'm not. I'm sorry. The north. He's talking about the Aryan, in my opinion. You ain't got to be a scriptorian. You just got to have common sense.
And that miraculous return will eclipse, and all of the minor other miracles, sub-miracles that will be a part of that, will be so dynamic that for generations from that time forward, that's what they'll talk about. And you and I, brothers and sisters, are living in that time when the preparations right now are being made for that to happen. That's going to require a group of men and women who have priesthood power, that can perform miracles, that can command the elements, and can have power over time and space. And three-dimensional, five senses of the telestial world will be a thing of the past. We'll move into multi-dimensional space, and many more senses that we don't use in the telestial world will be open to us. You are the group that are being groomed for that. Why do you think you're here?
Yeah. He still didn't say inquire and plead. It's not on there. But I mean, that's what he's doing. That's me translating it as basic as I can. You know, like, you don't have to look at these things scriptural. You don't have to be a scriptorian. You don't have to battle whether your Jesus is right and their Jesus is wrong. It's irrelevant. They use the scriptures to talk to each other in scriptures. and those who are quote unquote elite and or exalted and or part of the club, that we're not in, then, we don't know what the hell they're saying. And so that's why people, I believe, like Tom Harrison, like Chad, like it took so long for them to, excommunicate or disfellowship Chad, is because, yeah, women can. Yes. Whenever they are exalted, they can. They do. They do. Joseph Smith taught it too. I don't know what Avengers is, but I mean, it kind of feels that way. Yeah, it feels. Hold on, I'll have to think about it. And I used to have the. Sometimes it feels like Hunger Games. But of course, I haven't seen a lot of things. And I've still not even seen Harry Potter, and I won't now, for sure, because of Chad. But yeah, it's a club. We ain't getting in. Right. They ain't like us. Like Colby says, they ain't like us. Well, we ain't like them either. So hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
I have never watched a single minute of a Harry Potter movie. Not one.
Right. We are part of the same club, Joe. I love it. No, she wasn't above the priesthood. She just, whenever you're exalted via this LDS Inc., in my opinion, allegedly, then you become okay. Let me go grab my second anointing stuff, and you'll be able to see it. It is insane, Pammy. That's why I don't know how to put it, without just being layman about it, because it's just it's so evil. It's so evil. And here we are. I'm sitting here researching all of the SRA stuff, ritual abuse. But I mean, President Nelson, and I'm not being disrespectful, I'm being damn honest. I'm telling the truth about what I believe, and what has been alleged is that President Nelson covered up his daughter and son-in-law's sex abuse ring. Another one. There's many more, but yet their Skull and Bones member. I'm just saying, and it all leads back to them. So it's like, okay, they're not godly people. They're just really good actors. And so we're going to have to learn how to sharpen up, I believe, and learn to discern, because I've researched every one of these people in and around all their connections. I don't know it all, but I know enough. I know a lot. And it don't look good, like the fruits.
And if you look at this guy right here on the screen,
Yeah.
who you shared the video with, he is literally training the youth to become what he wants them to become, what the church wants them to become.
Guess what he was? Guess who he worked for?
I can't guess.
Yeah, you can. Guess whose teacher he was?
Jason Mao?
Correct.
No way. No way. Did I just get
He was
that
on
right?
church. Yeah, Jason Mao is also a church CES, church educational system.
Right. Yeah.
Church education system. Teaches the youth. He molds the minds of the youth. Yeah. And he is doing exactly that. I remember at first when I was trying to analyze these people, and so I had printed out a bunch of Mike Stroud's talks. Okay, this guy right here. And I noticed a cadence in his talks, and I was like, well, that's interesting. He'll say these key words like 3 times, and I'm like, I didn't know anything about. Okay, you're echoing. Okay, you muted. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, so I just noticed this cadence, and again, I've had to sit here. It's not like I had all my time to dedicate and devote to just learning about linguistics, or I had to kind of learn all these things at one time. And so that's why I am so skittish. I'm like so crazy in my thoughts and everything, because it's everywhere. That's why I orbit around everything, because I've had to like cover a lot of ground in a little bit of time, Okay. But so it makes me wonder, because I was like, is he like, I didn't know what mind control was at that point either. And I still don't have, I mean, I'm learning more about it, and none of us are free of it, you know? And it makes me wonder about all this violence being triggered, so to speak. What's triggering people? What's going on? What happened to my aunt in that temple that she was going to every damn day and doubling down? And that's when everything, I'm not saying she was a good person, because now I know that, but I don't think, it just makes me wonder if y'all go read Program to Kill by Dave McGowan. I do have free PDFs, where you can go read it. It is worth the read. It's fascinating, and it's very, it fits. It really fits to, you know, the government creating a serial killer label. There's like, I forget how many people are dead right now, are being found dead right here in Houston in the bayous. It's like there were 4 people in 4 days recently, and I'm just like, oh shit, that's right there, like, oh crap. And then Austin too with Lady Bird Lake. There's and then they kind of, I don't know. Anyways, if you read this book, it'll open up your mind to the possibilities, and I don't like to wall things off, like that's why if people call me a conspiracy theorist, and so be it, it is what it is. Like, if some people are never going to be comfortable with their cognitive dissonance, like I've learned that through Joe, like what cognitive dissonance is. It gets really uncomfortable, and you will actually live in a delusion because it's more comfortable there. Like, look at Lori. She's living in a delusion because it's more comfortable there. Because if she would leave that delusion, then it means that she would have to actually see herself for what she did to her family, and Tammy and Joe. And it just is disgusting. It's also heartbreaking. Like, how can people be so deceived and so full of themselves that they get this far? Like, how do we get here? How did we get here? Like, are you crazy? Like, how did we get here? You killed your whole family, ma'am. And it's like, what are we doing? Why? It should never get this far. It should never get far where a guy rams into a church building full of people on a day of worship because hates Mormons. Get the fuck over yourself, dude. You're not entitled. Like, how does that make you more Christian? Okay, please tell me how does that level out? Anyways, how does that make Lori and Chad exalted and more Christian, so to speak? How, I don't understand that logic. I'm like, what the hell is that? What kind of shit is this? And it's like a very inverted world. And I mean, throughout this process, I've also learned about my own beliefs, how I was taught certain things, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh, okay. Yeah. You have to take a hard look at yourself and be like, oh yeah, that's not good. Let me change that. You know, you can't think you're right. I mean, and whomever does, then that's a lot of narcissism at play, and it's dangerous. Church of the Fruit Loop. Absolutely.
Did you just say whomever?
I did. I said whoever, and then I said whomever. Look, all I'm saying is that throughout this process too, and this is petty. Y'all can come at me in the comments. But a Latter-day Saint will say wives and lifes. Okay? Just know that. That's all I'm saying. Wives and lifes. They don't say lives or wives. Anyways. Yeah, you better stay muted. I'm just kidding. Okay, I won't be a hooker. Oh well. Why does this keep getting hung up, dude? Why are you breaking my stuff? You can come out and talk. I'll mute.
And that's funny. Like the echo thing is funny, and StreamYard is funny, but not funny. But yeah, no, every single thing you said, I can't disagree with. Like the Mormon Church, and if you go blow up an LDS church, like, does that make you a better Christian? Probably not. Probably not. Like,
towards Obama.
Oh wow, what was that?
What was that?
Sorry, this is where John Huntsman and the NWO. I just found that too.
Okay.
This is from this.
I'll mute.
Okay, we're gonna listen to where he links them up to Jeffrey Epstein, and it's just one of. There's John Huntsman. Remember how you had asked me about the Huntsman? You don't have to answer me, but you did, and so here's that clip.
He backed the $1 trillion bank bailouts in 2008, supports forcing states to recognize sodomite marriage. 2012, he attended the Bilderberg Conference, joins the Atlantic Council, which is a branch of the Council on Foreign Relations, in 2015, and then he endorsed Mike Lee for U.S. Senate that same year. And in 2019, he also was revealed to be in Jeffrey Epstein's Little Black Book. So here's a screen.
Too many buttons to go push, man. I'm like over there and I gotta go click, 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 click. Anyways, so, and he's going to talk about Mike Lee, who's the senator who would go to these Firm Foundation conferences and be amongst Chad and Lori and the Jameses and Rod Meldrum and Tom Harrison and David Warwick. They're all just a big clique of elitists, okay, or who think they were elite, whatever, you know. I wasn't there, but I don't know if y'all want to hear more of this or not. I mean, I'm not saying I definitely, absolutely agree with his views. This is where I gather information from everywhere and I share.
Shot of the article we have. You can read more about that on our website. So he endorsed Mike Lee. Let's get into Mike Lee, some key jobs that he's had since he graduated law school in 1997. He immediately went to clerk for the U.S. District Court. Then just a year later, he clerked in the Supreme Court and did that for many years. And then he went to serve for legal counsel, worked for John Huntsman. And then he went back to the Supreme Court a year later. And then he, after just doing that for a year, then he got hired by Energy Solutions. And then the next job after that was being elected to the U.S. Senate. Okay? Correct. So kind of go with the record. So we have here Orrin.
Just know that Senator Mike Lee, in the grandma / FOIA docs on Tim Ballard, he allegedly met with Tim Ballard right before Tim was going to run for Senate as well. And he allegedly met him at the Salt Lake City airport to, I guess, devise a plan. Also, Glenn Beck and Mike Lee emailed each other during all of this, I'll just say corruption or the scandal with Tim Ballard and the women. And so Glenn Beck used one of those dog whistles, keep your powder dry, which I believe is a Freemason term and or a fraternal term that these guys use. Just kind of like how Glenn Beck has been caught on record saying the Constitution is hanging by a thread, and how people who go and research into that, they end up finding out it's the white horse prophecy. And then the church is like, oh no, we disavowed that, just like we did multiple mortal probations, just all the polygamy. Oh, that's old news, y'all. That was so yesterday. That was so 2008. You so 2000 and late. I got the boom, boom, boom. Anyways. All right. Anyways, I'm just saying it's like, they do it as I believe as a way to have, they need some cognitive dissonance, plausible deniability to say, oh no, we disavowed that. But then yet it's like, well, but yeah, we'll dangle the carrot, And then whenever these people get too far into it, like I believe Chad and Lori did, then, or like the LeBarons, or like the Lafferty brothers, so on and so forth. You can just go on and on and on with this shit. Then when they become a liability, the church does what it does best, and it drops dead weight. Okay. Pretend you don't exist. Okay. Out of sight, out of mind, because they have no conscience, in my honest, humble opinion. Very well researched and continuing. I'll let you know if that changes in my department. Okay. But I mean, yeah.
Hatch and Mike Lee, they're throwing a fundraiser for Mitch McConnell. So teamed up with Orrin Hatch to these very much neocon internationalists. The Tribune again reports, it's no surprise that Lee has trouble with Utah Republican. So here we're starting, the Tribune is starting this campaign to try and make people think it's this complete professional wrestling where they're getting the grassroots conservatives to think that Mike Lee is getting serious support from establishment liberal Republicans, saying that he's getting in trouble with Utah's Republican establishment, and it's long been rumored that he'll face an intra-party challenge when he seeks re-election. Okay, so, oh man, there's no doubt about it. He's going to get opposition, and it's going to be, the establishment's going to be going after him all the way. And then next year, he says Mike has a very good intention. This is John Huntsman Jr. Mike has very good intentions, and I say that because I worked with Mike. In fact, I don't know too many people in the legislative branch who are as brilliant as Mike. So he's getting, again, this endorsement from John Huntsman Jr. Then we look at some of his record. He filed to get signatures, right? So he's giving legitimacy to count my vote and destroying the neighborhood caucus, even though he had zero chance of losing at the convention. And literally nobody in the Republican Party ended up actually any legitimate opposition in the primary at all. He sailed right into the nomination. There was zero opposition to him on the Republican side, even though the media wanted to make it look like, make the grassroots Republicans think that he was getting opposition from the insiders, okay? So there was no opposition, but surely the establishment hates Mike Lee is the line that we're supposed to think. So surely the Democrats are going to come up with a top-notch, hard-to-beat candidate that is just going to be really hard for Mike Lee. He's going to have to work really hard to win against the Democrat that year. So who is the best candidate the Democrats could come up with? Misty Schmoe, a cross-dresser that has worked for the past year as a cashier at Harmon's.
What?
This is the
like I said, I don't agree. I'm just throwing this out here, because this is where this information came from.
Democrats can come up with.
Wait, it says, and the best opponent them Dems. See, anyways, could come up with Mr. Misty Schmoe. Anyways. Well, at least she works. Okay. Just saying. All right. But I mean, I'm just here for the information. I'm not here to sign on. Just like the Book of Mormon. I'm not here to join the church. I'm just here for stuff that I still don't understand.
I thought you were joined already. I thought you joined the church already.
No, but I'm sure I've been baptized. Well, no, I'm not dead, huh?
I think Brandon probably would volunteer to baptize you.
Shush. I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, Romney. I've read just yesterday that Romney was behind a lot of those. And I mean, I'm sure I heard this before, but the teen challenges, which Jody Hildebrandt was part of. Jody Hildebrandt talked about how Paris Hilton, she was there at one of the troubled teen places where Paris Hilton spoke out against at that ranch or whatever. And then I did like a checklist of all the things that kids from these troubled teens and their parents, they like sued Mitt Romney and this other guy, I forget his name. I just learned about it last night, but or read about it. And they listed all the things in the lawsuit that they alleged they were forced to do. Oh, reverb, Joe. Okay, got it. And let me catch my thought. Yeah. So it was a list of all the alleged abuse they had to endure. And I checked it off. Like I made it bold. All the things that I remember that Jody and Ruby did to Ruby's kids. You know, I was like, yep, well, that. I mean, I've had a lot of things bold. It's just crazy, you know. Karen says, Crusha, that Lyman dude challenging Governor. Oh my God, y'all, I've watched this whole 60 Minutes thing on Governor Cox. Y'all know what I say about Cox. I used to say Alex Cocksucker. So there's that. Was telling Candace that the opponent was pushing transgender. That's their big scare tactic to Mormon voters, right? Man. So I'm just new in this Candace thing, but when she interviewed Tim Ballard, I don't support those people, you know, like just like when Charlie Kirk happened, I was like, oh, my mama taught me if I can't say nothing nice, say nothing at all. And so I just kind of stayed mum. And as things have come out, I'm just like, you know, like it stinks. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a damn duck. I don't owe anybody any allegiance. Okay. It doesn't matter. I have no stock in anybody. And like, I don't worship anybody. And so I don't set myself up to be let down. You know, like I try not to. I'm not saying I'm perfect. And I mean, I'm new at all this too. I'm just trying to figure out the world that I learned that I live in, you know, like I was literally an ostrich with my head in the sand until all this shit happened with Lori and Chad. And then it forced me out, you know, I couldn't turn and look the other direction. That's a luxury when you get to look the other damn direction. But whenever you are forced to look at that and you can't turn it off once you're once you to turn and look the other way is to silence another victim. And I won't, or, you know, to the best of my ability. I mean, yeah, but again, I don't trust Candace either. I don't trust none of them. I don't. But again, whatever information they come forth with, I mean, they are in that club and we're not. So it still gives us answers, in my opinion. That's how I look at things. That's why I go everywhere and anywhere and grab information. You know, it helps me understand things. I'm not saying a full-fledged, you know, okay, everybody follow me here. Everybody likes, you know, it's not like that. You know, I'm not here to gain a following. I'm here to just expose. Like I that's what I promised my angel family I would do. And I feel like it's my duty as a human being. Like, and it's so hard to, especially in this day and time. It's also easier in this day and time to actually see what's transpiring, you know, because like once you're open to it, once you're quote unquote awake to it, you're like, oh shit, you know, and it's like I wait on everybody else to catch up. I'm not saying I'm not better or more knowledgeable. I'm not saying that. I'm just like, okay. It's like I'll say something like to my mom and Larry, or you know, and they're like, they'll express a view or an opinion or their understanding of something, and I'm like, oh man, we're worlds apart, you know. But I also feel like I took this role, not just to cope, but and I mean, this was a very ignorant and kind of weird way to look at it. I believe now, it's like I felt like if I research it, then they don't have to. Like I'll save them all the trouble and heartache, and then I'm like, well, did you save them trouble and heartache, or did you just get your ass into a web you can't get out of, girl? Because it's crazy. It's like the further you go in the rabbit hole, the crazier the shit looks. And you're like, what? Like it makes you question your own sanity.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm with the Leonard Valdez case. So I can relate, but as an outsider, not as an insider. Like the deeper we get into it, the deeper we get, the crazier it gets.
Yeah. And I feel like there's so many more parents or family members just like me who have murdered, their family members to murder or something tragic like that, to where especially the ones who have never had their loved ones come home or be found yet. That's hell. Like I can't even imagine. At least we have answers. Other people don't have that. And yeah, that's heartbreaking. But still, I feel like we're like on this side of the line, and it's a club you don't want to be a part of. You're like, oh man, because even in this side, there's people who exploit the elites exploit the shit out of the victims and their families. Period. And I mean, one day I would love to detail it for everybody because it will blow your mind. It still blows my mind to what degree and level, how far they will go to exploit and to just leave nothing of the victim, whether it's theirs and or I believe it's the same team members, that continuously they spare no parts. They go all in. They consume everything. It's disgusting. But anyways, thank you, Angela. It does. It feels lonely. Oh my God. It does. I felt so lonely so many times through all this. More until recently, Since the trials ended, I don't feel as alone.
Thank you, Angela. That's awesome.
And it's good to not be alone or feel alone, because I do. I feel like, oh, these are crazy conspiracy theories. Yeah, I'm right there with you, but I'm just like, they're not mine. This is just where everything makes sense. Like, oh, okay. And so I feel like being inverted or seeing things through their inversion, the way they see things, the way they communicate, the way they think, it makes sense. I'm just like, oh, you're saying not, oh, you're being your own attorney. Oh yeah, that tracks. Like it makes sense. And it's also sad. It's very sad. And it is tragedy. It is tragic. Not for her. But it is for us.
We're in it together. We're in it together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You ready to wrap up for tonight?
Wrap it up with a prophylactic. I'm just saying. Apocryphylactic. Hey. Girdle up your loins and get you an I can't. Apocryphylactic. Let me mute because.
Yep. Girdle up your loins and grab an apocryphylactic because love always wins. Justice for JJ.
Or just pull out. Okay. That's it. I wish the Cox family would have done this. Okay.
You finish it up. I'm going to mute. You finish it up, and then I'll hit end stream.
Anyways, I'm so sorry about the echo. So sorry. Joe will have that fixed. It's his problem, you know. Anyways. Oh, you're not muted. Oh, yeah, you are. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry. I know it sounds crazy, and I don't know how to. I'm working on it. I don't know how to make it not sound crazy. It is. It's effing crazy. But so are they, and so it matches, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe, and Brandon, and the other ones we don't know about. Love always wins. You guys are proof of this. Bye.
Good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Oh, we can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime.